It's Saturday morning, everyone. Once again, it is the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray show. The fastest 90 minutes in outdoor broadcasting, brought to you from the spacious Odyssey Studios here right off of Mount Moriah Boulevard in Memphis, Tennessee. All things that you'd want to know about the outdoors, you can find on Outdoors with Larry Ray, whether it be hunting, fishing, camping, bird watching. All these things you can find out. And now, without further ado, the one and only, the oracle of the outdoors, Larry Ray.
Oh, eat your heart out, John Gordon, wherever you are this morning. Frank won, and it's a landslide victory. There's not even a runoff. Okay? Thank you, Frank. You did all of John's words in your own there. Thank you. It was a good one.
I took advantage of his absence.
You
what
did?
Can I say?
We've been doing this how long?
Well, you've been doing this for 23.
Yes, yeah.
And I think I started in 2007, 8 or 7.
Somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there.
And people want to know, well, who is Frank Barton?
Not many.
I do. Tell them. Tell them. They want to know. I do. I mean, you're retired.
You're
technically. Your family is a well-known family in East Arkansas. What, you went to Webb School? You went to Bell Buckle, right? Oh, come on.
Well, not many people know that now.
I do.
Yeah, I know that.
I've told them that. Well, okay, but your family, you're big in the Sultana. Because in the museum, we're going to get this is your life.
We are going to build a museum.
Okay,
we are going to build a museum.
Okay, you are going to build a museum, right?
Yes.
All right, but tell our listeners, your background.
No, I grew up in the Mid-South. Grew up in Memphis. Kind of did the opposite thing. I went away to high school.
Yes, you did.
And a little school in Bell Buckle, Tennessee, called the Webb School.
Webb School.
And came home for college. Went to Southwestern at Memphis. Now it's called,
which is Rhodes.
Now it's called Rhodes College.
Yeah.
So. And
you're a farmer.
My family's been in business in Memphis for
the Barton name
since I can go back to 1863.
Really? Okay.
I can go back and research that far.
You were in the implement business. You've been in things like that, but now. Your son is basically the Kubota store.
We just Barton Equipment Company is the Kubota dealership in Marion, Arkansas, and I try and stay out of my son Franklin's way, and I just play with dogs.
But you're a duck hunter. You like waterfowl.
I'm a duck hunter.
Yeah.
But I really like dogs.
You do like dogs.
I do like dogs.
You just told us.
I duck hunt. The duck hunting is just a reason to go play with dogs.
Yeah, but you're also an avid grizzly fan. And Brad were discussing. If you got a dog named Jitty, right, and a dog named Jaw.
A dog named Jaw, a dog named Jitty, and
that's from your. And this is the Grizzly Studio right here. We're in.
Yes.
Yes. I mean,
I tell my wife that.
You tell her that?
Yeah. She says, "Did you see any of them?" I said, "No, they're never around when I'm here."
No, they sometimes when there's game day, they get us out of here in a hurry. But no, all of those things. But waterfowl hunting, you hunt at.
Most of my hunting is it's in eastern Arkansas. I do a little bit in North Mississippi, but mostly all in eastern Arkansas. Most of it's on land that I have access to.
And your family though got you involved. And Brandon, you may not know this, but was it your great grandfather or was Sultana got you involved in the Sultana?
Unbelievable! Wow.
Yeah.
That was my great grandfather.
Yes.
Wow.
He was. He was a farmer over in Arkansas.
But he's involved in saving. He was out there.
Yeah, he was when the Sultana blew up, and he was one of the people that was out rescuing.
And so it got
pulling people out of the river. And it's a story I didn't know about. It was not passed down from.
Really?
No, the family did not pass it down.
Well, how did you find out?
Jerry Potter, who's an attorney here in Memphis, wrote a book about the Sultana, and somebody had read the book, and they said, "Frank, you need to look at this book." I think there's something about your people in there, and so I did read it, and I found out the reference to the Frank Barton that was in there, and then I started doing the research about that side of my family, and was able to find out more about my great-great-grandfather and what he did that night on April 27th, 1865.
When how many? The discrepancy.
There's still the discrepancy. We still don't know how many people went in the river. There's over 2,000 that were on the boat, and the speculation is as many as 2,500, but nobody knows because the records were not kept up.
So we have a museum per se in Marion now.
There is. But we got off of outdoors, so that's pretty.
I
good.
don't care.
I can always talk about Sultana.
Well, that's fine.
I have a treat for you since you're in the Grizzlies studio. By the way, if I can pull it up here, since Frank is a big Grizzlies fan,
yes,
I figured if I can get this, I can't get the sound effect. I think at some point, but there we go.
Frank loves that.
The official Grizzlies sound effect in the studio for Frank.
I get all excited about that. But we have a small museum that's open, and but we have plans to build a much larger museum. We have raised. We're approaching $10 million now that we raised, and we'll start construction on it. Should start construction right after the first of the year.
And will it be located near the museum now?
It'll be in downtown Marion.
Downtown Marion.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Downtown.
Okay. Near the courthouse.
Yeah. It's close to the courthouse, and right across from the middle school.
Beautiful. And it's going to really be a knockout.
It'll be nice. It's an old it's a gymnasium right now, an old WPA structure.
Yes.
That's in really good shape, and we're going to rehab it, and the plans are spectacular, and I think it'll be something that will be befitting of the story and the magnitude of the tragedy
because it is the largest.
It's America's largest maritime disaster and nobody knows about it.
Nobody knows about it. Now, if you follow Frank in a certain time of the year, and this is my show, so we can talk about anything I want to, and it is outdoors. It did happen outdoors, but certain time of the year, you really. You dig a lot into the history.
In the weeks leading up to the anniversary of the event, I will do Facebook posts, and it goes on. It's about 2.5 weeks of posts that I'll do, and I'll follow and each day I will tell about where the boat was, and what it was doing, and what was. I mean,
you take the boat from Vicksburg all the way up, and
actually I pick up when it's coming from St. Louis.
From St. Louis.
And stops at Cape Girardeau, and that's when they find out about Abraham Lincoln being assassinated, and then it carries the news of Abraham Lincoln's assassination down the river because during the war the telegraph cable lines had been cut, and there wasn't any way of getting that information. So the Sultana was bringing the news and the newspapers that they had picked up and carrying them on down. All the way down to New Orleans, and then when it comes back up the river and to Vicksburg, where it
picks up the Union soldiers.
Picks up the Union soldiers in Vicksburg, and then brings them on back.
It's of course, I'm a nonfiction reader, ferocious. I read about history, and to read Frank's post, and it's almost. And of course, I read Jerry Potter's book. Just Google Sultana. I guarantee you can find something about. The event itself, but look forward to. You can always go to the Shake Shack and get you something, and get the museum. Now there's two big things over there besides that little building they built down the freeway there. It's attracting lots of people now.
That is a hot spot.
Yes, it's really something. But Frank, I appreciate you being involved in this show for so long and putting up with me and. We make fun and have a lot of fun together, but he makes the drive over from Marion for the show. Doesn't have to do that, but he does it as much as he can. From
outdoor broadcasting, you've become an institution.
Did you say put me in an institution?
What did you say? I said you have become an institution.
I've become an institution.
Yeah, I followed you. Then I followed you when you took over from Henry Reynolds on the commercial appeal.
That is a long time.
And, and watched, So
we've done a lot of times together at hunting shows and things along that line, and our love of the Grizzlies and things like that. But I bring Frank and John Gordon in from Ducks Unlimited on the third Saturday of each month. This show is a success. I base a lot of it not on me, but the co-hosts that I bring in here, and I'm very formatted, Brad, as you can tell.
Yeah, you got it together here.
That I try to keep things formatted, and then Frank, of course, takes the ball, and we all have different loves and different passions. And I know I've duck hunted with Frank, and my cancer kind of threw me for a loop for a while there, but hopefully I'm.
You're looking great, by the way.
I'm on my way back. Another checkup in 2 months, then a scan in December.
Nice.
And then hopefully that in January the ducks will be here, and I kill my 3 deer. He knows that I kill my 3 deer before I duck hunt.
That's pretty much it. I can't get you to go before we've got the deer. You're
what now?
What? You're what we call a 2-hunter.
A 2-hunter.
A 2-hunter.
Okay.
You will not go out if it's too cold or if it's too wet. You're a 2-hunter. But I can promise, whenever I go with you,
yes,
I'll be comfortable. I know that.
Right. Yeah. You know that.
Because it won't be too cold and it won't be too wet.
That's exactly right. And I'm well equipped. I mean, I was playing golf the other day with my Frog Togs rain gear on, and somebody was making fun because my breeches were flying in the air. And as they were making fun, I noticed that they were pretty wet, and I wasn't with my Frog Togs on. So it makes a big difference. But anyway, Frank's here on the third Saturday of each month. Follow the Sultana there. We're going to have a lot of fun in September. Got a lot of shows planned. Hey, we got a really great show next week. We're going to talk to Lisa Talmadge. She is the Bassmaster Elite Series Tournament Director. They've got a whole new set of tournaments next year on the Bassmaster Elite Circuit. We've got the man himself, the guy that wears the cowboy hat. He and his partner, Larry Dixon, the USA just won the Pan American Bass World Championships in Hot Springs, Arkansas. We got all the pictures posted on LarryRay.com. And it's going to be Joey Cifuentes. That's right. He sounds just like Justin Cifuentes, but he put a C in front of him. Got that cowboy hat. Joey's going to be on next week's show. And a young man from Paris, Tennessee, won last week's Major League Fishing Phoenix Bass Fishing League tournament. And that's Jake Lawrence. And then we're going to talk to my deer processor next week because we're getting cranked up.
I bet your deer processor can tell some stories.
Dave Payne can tell some stories. He's good at telling stories. Yeah. I'm gonna go see Dave out in Galloway. He's right out there. If you know where you ever been to Slingshot Charlie? You ever eaten at Slingshot Charlie?
I haven't. No.
Oh, you got to go to Slingshot Charlie's, Brad.
I am probably one of the few people in the Mid-South that has ridden a slingshot.
You have ridden a slingshot.
Oh, yes, a slingshot too. Those 3-wheeler type things.
Yeah,
correct.
When he had the Polaris, he was doing that.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah, but Slingshot Charlie's right out there in Galloway. But the road, Burroughs Chapel, Burroughs Cemetery Road, is right where Dave Payne's Pipe Dream Butchery Shop is located, and that's where I take all of my deer.
That sounds delicious.
I take all my deer, and he's got some new sausage out there, folks, and everything. You better get out to see Dave, and he'll be on next week's show. Brad, thank you for taking care of us.
Fun. Good to be with you guys.
Fun
Great job,
time.
y'all.
We hope that, Shelby, if you're listening,
better.
I hope you're feeling better. Again, good morning to all you folks in Brownsville and Jackson and Memphis. This is Larry Ray reminding you to do each and every week. It doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And what else, Frank?
God bless the
USA.